you think of pay inequity, you probably picture some intentional villainous act. But the truth is actually a lot more boring.
Yeah, much more boring.
Right. The biggest pay gaps in your company right now were likely born out of polite, casual conversations and basic gut feelings. So today's deep dive revolves around a recent HRDQ blog post that exposes exactly how these hidden gaps quietly sneak into an organization. And, more importantly, the structured way you can finally eliminate them.
It's fascinating because most leadership teams, they genuinely believe their compensation is fair simply because, well, no one has complained yet.
Yeah, the classic no news is good news approach.
Exactly. But relying on those gut feelings until a crisis or, a lawsuit forces your hand, that is an incredibly expensive way to run a business. Running a proactive, scheduled pay equity audit is really the only way to catch these discrepancies before they destroy your corporate culture.
So to even start an audit like that, you need a reliable baseline, which means gathering data and compensation data is notoriously messy.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
I mean, we're talking about spreadsheets that don't talk to payroll and random bonus details hiding in an inbox somewhere from 3 years ago.
Right, and the biggest pitfall when cleaning up that messy data is the temptation to exclude records that just feel too small.
Like a part-time employee here.
Yeah, a part-timer, a short-term contractor there, people think, oh, it won't matter, but you skip them, and those little gaps stack up until the entire audit just falls apart.
You know, it's kind of like trying to judge a marathon solely by everyone's finish time, but completely ignoring the fact that half the runners started miles farther back.
That is a perfect way to look at it.
But hold on. If we are throwing all this messy data into one giant pile, contractors, tenured staff, people in different cities, how do we even compare them fairly? If I can't just average out what my team makes to see if it's fair, what am I actually supposed to be doing?
Well, raw averages are completely useless for this. You have to use regression analysis.
Okay, regression analysis.
Yeah, to borrow your marathon analogy, regression analysis is the math that calculates where everyone's starting line actually was so you can measure their true running speed.
Oh, got it.
It acts like a filter. It strips away the noise of variables like tenure, experience, or cost of living. That way you can look strictly at something like gender or race and see if a pay gap still exists when all other things are equal.
Wait, so once we filter out that noise, are we just looking for two people with the exact same title making different amounts?
See, that is a distinction many well-meaning teams get wrong. Equal pay is straightforward, same job, same pay. But pay equity is much broader.
Broader.
It is about ensuring fairness across entirely different jobs that require a comparable level of skill, effort, and responsibility.
Okay, so think about a warehouse supervisor and a customer service team lead.
Yes.
They have completely different titles and do completely different daily work. But because the core demands, the stress, the management responsibilities of those roles are roughly the same, their pay should actually be comparable.
Exactly. And uncovering those deeper inequities, it starts an immediate legal ticking clock. Pay transparency laws are accelerating fast right now.
Really fast.
Yeah, with strict new rules popping up across Colorado, California, New York, and that massive new EU directive. The pressure to act is immediate.
Because when you find a gap, you have to adjust those underpaid salaries immediately, right? Companies like Salesforce and Apple, they have set aside millions of dollars for remediation just to fix this.
Millions, yeah, it is a massive undertaking.
And if you're a manager listening to this and sweating a bit because you don't know the first thing about regression analysis or compensation data, you really aren't alone. That's exactly why resources like HRDQ's Increasing Your Financial Intelligence course exist to bridge that knowledge gap for non-financial leaders.
Right, which is incredibly helpful, but a remediation budget doesn't fix a broken system on its own.
What do you mean?
Well, you can adjust salaries today, but if you don't address the root causes in your hiring and promotion practices, those gaps just creep right back in. This audit has to become a yearly habit, and it honestly needs a dedicated owner to survive.
It takes real work. But resolving these gaps is worth the effort, because fair pay replaces quiet resentment with deep, lasting employee loyalty. That is a level of trust no corporate press release could ever buy.
I completely agree. But here's a thought for everyone to chew on. If historical pay gaps were built on human gut feelings sneaking into casual negotiations, how might the rapid integration of AI and salary screening change things?
Oh, that's a wild card.
Right. Will AI finally eliminate these human biases, or will it just dangerously automate them, locking those invisible gaps into place forever?